A little technical difficulty. Okay, a major technical difficulty. But we're here now, so I will gavel legislative day number 13 to order. Please pause for a moment of silence. And Councilman Batoka, did you have someone said to me that they wanted to recognize someone for our moment of silence?
Thank you, Chairman Jones. Wanted to acknowledge the passing of longtime county employee Jeff Long, who worked in multiple departments and had a very long career with Baltimore County and a real stellar career, I might add. Always doing extremely well in each department that he worked in. I think he retired as Deputy Director of Planning. And unfortunately, Jeff passed away about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And it was a sad day for everyone that knew Jeff. And if the council would keep Jeff and his family in their thoughts as we have a moment of silence, would be appreciated. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Can't hear you, Julie.
Okay. Thank you. Councilman Katz, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. Does anyone have a flag?
You can use the flag directly behind me.
Chairman Jones.
Oh, I see. Okay. I pledge allegiance
to the
to
flag
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the journal for the meeting of July 6th?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. The journal is approved. Enrollment of bills. Bills 52-21, 55-21, 56-21, 58-21, 59-21, 60-21, 61-21, and 62-21 were passed by the council, signed by the executive, and are hereby enrolled. Mr. Secretary, will you now read all bills for introduction?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first bill is Bill 79-21, Current Expense Budget, State Department of Housing and Community Development, ERAPI. Next is Bill 80-21, sponsored by Councilman Marks, Zoning Regulations, Temporary Use Trailers. Bill 81-21, also sponsored by Councilman Marks, Planned Unit Developments, Community Benefit, Capital Improvements.
Okay. Council will now consider all bills for final reading and vote. Mr. Secretary, first bill, please.
Mr. Chairman, the first bill is Bill 63-21, Current Expense Budget Consolidated Appropriations Act, expanding access to vaccines.
Okay. Mr. Thomas Joseph.
Good evening, Council Chairman, council members. Is my audio working all right?
Yes, it is.
The administration is requesting a supplemental appropriation of federal funds totaling $120,798 to the Consolidated Appropriations Act. This was voted into law, and it's to allow for expanding access to vaccines. And this came through the Maryland Department of Aging from the federal government, and it's to help us reach residents age 60 and older. And what we want to do with the money is to hire 2 multilingual staff, part-time, working 21 hours a week to help us reach Spanish-speaking and Korean-speaking clients in Baltimore County to help serve them and help get them to available for vaccination.
Okay, are there any questions or comments from the members? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 63-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 63-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 64-21, Current Expense Budget, State Relief Act Grant, Online Sales and Telework, FY 2022.
Okay, Mr. Leonard Howard.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. The administration is requesting a supplemental appropriation of up to $690,000 to provide grants to county small businesses for expenses incurred to establish or expand online sales and/or telework during the COVID-19 pandemic. Happy to report that we just received word from the state that our actual allocation is $681,230. In April, the council approved a $68,000 supplemental appropriation to the same program. The state has made additional funding available for the same purpose. No county matching funds are required, and this bill is a companion to Council Bill 6721 that will be presented soon.
Any questions or comments from the members? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 64-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 64-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next is Bill 65-21, Current Expense Budget, Baltimore Community Foundation.
Mr. Leonard Howard.
Mr. Chairman, members of the council, this grant represents a significant investment from the Baltimore County philanthropic community to the advancement of our Summer Youth Employment Program, a 6-week program that provides summer employment for 14 through 21-year-olds. Baltimore County Foundation will grant $95,000 from the Weinberg Foundation, $95,000 from BGE, and $57,000 from the Bank of America Foundation. With this support, the department will fund 122 youth employment slots and 3 youth monitor slots. This partnership with these organizations helps us to grow this critical program and demonstrates the administration's ongoing commitment to seek philanthropic and private dollars to help expand and support county programming. The 300 youth that started the program earlier this summer are now in positions with both county government and private industry. We are grateful to our partners at BCF Weinberg, BGE, and Bank of America for their help in growing this important program.
We certainly appreciate their support and their philanthropy, and it'll make a difference in those kids' lives who have an opportunity to earn a few dollars. Makes a difference when you earn it, believe me. Are any questions or comments from the members? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 65-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Bill 65-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next is Bill 66-21, Current Expense Budget, Trade Point Atlantic Grant, PIDP.
Mr. Leonard Howard.
Mr. Chairman,
The
members
Leonard
of
Howie Show.
Mr. Chairman, members of the council, Baltimore County was awarded a Federal Maritime Administration discretionary grant of almost $10 million for Port Infrastructure Development Program to support the Sparrows Point improvements and expansion project. The total project cost was $35.5 million, with TPA providing $25.62 million in private matching funds. As part of their private match, TPA has committed $625,000 to Baltimore County for the management and administration of the PIDP grant. The council action is the appropriation for this $625,000.
Thank you very much, Mr. Howie. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 66-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Ayes have it. Bill 66-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 67-21, Baltimore County COVID-19 Small Business Relief Grants Program.
Who can I call? Oh, how about Mr. Leonard Howie?
I think I might be able to help out here, Mr. Chairman. This is the companion bill that I spoke of earlier. That's companion to Bill 64-21. This legislation amends Bill 49-20, which was an emergency bill passed in May of 2020 that created the Baltimore County COVID-19 Small Business Relief Grants Program and allowed for a streamlined grant approval process for these dollars to be awarded. This bill is necessary following the expiration of the local state of emergency for COVID-19 on July 9th, 2021. Most simply, we still need to expeditiously and efficiently get grant dollars into the hands of small business owners that were most impacted by the pandemic. As you saw in the first bill, 64-21, when we received the online sales and telework grant, they always come with very tight turnaround deadlines, and we will have a couple months to actually get this $681,000 out of the door. With your support, we'll be able to do this, and these funds will actually add to the over $25 million of relief that you have granted us the pleasure of extending to our business community over the course of this pandemic.
Any questions or comments from the member? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 67-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 67-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Bill 68-21, Current Expense Budget Emergency Rental Assistance Program 2.
Okay, Ms. Colleen Mahoney.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and members of the council. The Department of Housing and Community Development is requesting a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $19,568,129. This is the second round of the U.S. Treasury's Emergency Rental Assistance funding. It goes to rent and utility assistance for up to 18 months. That can be a total of 15 months of rental arrearages and 3 months of future assistance. At minimum, we expect that to assist approximately 802 households. These are for people who would be at or below 80% of the area median income, with a priority going to those at 50% or below and those who've been unemployed for 90 or more days. 85% of the funds can go to direct rental assistance and 15% is reserved for administrative costs.
Okay, thank you so much. Are there any questions or comments from the member? One of the things that came up during the work session was just reminding people that if you are in need of some type of rental assistance, that it's important that you not vacate the property until you have made some type of resolution. And it's to the benefit of the landlords as well, that the tenant not leave until they are sure that they can't get any of these monies. Because once they walk out the door, they're not eligible for the money. Is that correct?
That is correct. You have to, because it is rental eviction assistance, you are supposed to be there you're trying to prevent the eviction.
Okay, thank you so much. I thought that was an important part. I did not know last week when we discussed it. And I just thought, the director said, everybody knows. I was like, no, I didn't know. So anyway, any questions, comments from the members? Is there a motion to approve? No, is there an amendment?
There is, Mr. Chairman. It's really a technical amendment, although it does change the amount of the money. The amendment would strike 19,535,421 and substitute 19,568,129.
Okay.
So it actually bumps it up a little bit.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve the amendment to Bill 68-21?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the amendment to Bill 68-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The amendment to Bill 68-21 is passed. Any questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve Bill 68-21 as amended?
Move it.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 68-21 as amended.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Bill 68-21 as amended is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Bill 69-21, current expense budget, emergency housing program.
Ms. Mahoney?
Yes, thank you. This is a supplemental request for $2,199,967 for the emergency housing program, which is state funds that are coming to us for short-term rental assistance, emergency shelter, hoteling, and moteling. Although we will prioritize the short-term rental assistance. The funds can be given out in 30-day increments for up to 1 year. It includes security deposit, current month's rent, and future rent. We expect to assist approximately 111 households, and 90% of the funds go for the direct rental assistance with 10% as an admin cost.
Any questions or comments from the members? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 69-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Bill 69-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Bill 70-21, this is a bill sponsored by Councilman Quirk, restrictions on parking commercial vehicles in commercial revitalization districts.
Councilman Quirk, you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just very briefly, we're just taking what Councilman Crandall's district did in their commercial revitalization district and expanding that prohibition of commercial vehicle parking on certain roads. Obviously, I think every council member can relate to this. We've had significant issues with big trucks parking everywhere, and especially on Southwestern Boulevard with very little tools to really go after it, and lots of community leaders calling our office expressing their concern, the business community expressing their concern. So this just helps us help the police do more enforcement and try to move these big trucks someplace else. So appreciate my colleagues' consideration. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilman Quirk. Any questions or comments from the members? Yes, Councilwoman Bevin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to check back in with Ms. Rogers about signage on some of these roadways. And when can we expect it? Because I'm getting a little bit of pushback from traffic engineering about signage and, you know, where are they supposed to go all over the county? You know, the police can't enforce it without a sign. So I'm just wondering what kind of we're making there.
Yes, good evening, Councilmember Bevins and Councilmember Quirk. The group has met, as matter of fact, started on the southwest side this past week, and Director Deandra Walker is on tonight and can give an update if you like, but the team has looked at it and it is our intention to move forward with signage, but still needing to connect with the state highway administration, because of course South Boulevard, of course, is a state highway, but it is our intention to add signage. So yes, that work has begun, and Councilmember Bevins, we're happy to confirm with you the status with respect to the specific part of your district and the roads there to move forward as well. But Acting Director Mr. Walker, would you like to share any information? I received your update.
Thank you, Madam Mayo. Councilwoman Bevins, I did meet with the team. They do have an expectation of having your signs out within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I have met with them since I've been back. So hold me accountable to that. We will make sure we get those signs out. And then Councilman Quirk, we went out and actually took pictures. We've reached out to the state. I did talk to Madam AO and I talked to Brian from your office, and we will be meeting with Wendy. We took some pictures. I've sent them out. I reviewed them as early as today to have some further conversation with Wendy about adding those additional signs for the commercial parking.
Thank you so much, Director Walker. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Rogers.
Quite welcome.
Yeah,
Quite welcome.
Mr. Chairman,
we will alert Chief Hyatt once those signs are up so that they can immediately begin ticketing as well. So, you know, we may need to let folks know in some kind of way that the signs are going up and that the police department will be ticketing in case you begin to get calls to your offices that those signs that we are issuing.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Quirk?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I just wanted to really echo Councilwoman Bevin's position on this as well. I mean, she's right 100% on the mark. It's, you know, we pass bills, we can't get the signs up, you know, and the police can't enforce this. And it is a major, major deal for communities. And so I really do appreciate Ms. Rogers and Ms. Walker. It's been really a pleasure to work with both of you. And I really appreciate you guys delivering on this one. It's a big deal. And this really makes a big difference to the business community and the citizens in Arbutus. So thank you very much.
Quite welcome, sir.
Any additional questions or comments? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 70-21.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Absolutely.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Enthusiastically, yes.
Okay, the ayes have it. Bill 70-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 71-21, sponsored by Councilman Crandall. zoning regulations, renewable natural gas fueling facility.
Councilman Crandall.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There's some amendments that were mentioned in the work session, and there's been some further amendments. Just before I say anything, I'd like to ask Secretary Bostwick to give us the details on those amendments.
Yes, sir, Mr. Crandall. The amendments would primarily replace the term renewable with the term compressed. So it would be a compressed natural gas fueling facility, and the references would be compressed. And the definition would also reflect that a compressed natural gas fueling facility is a facility wherein natural gas provided by a standard domestic service gas utility pipeline is metered to equipment that processes the gas into a compressed form ready for distribution into vehicles specially equipped to be fueled by the resulting compressed natural gas product. It would also specify the amendments that in the definition of that natural gas fueling facility that it is not a liquefied natural gas facility. The amendment would also clarify that a compressed natural gas fueling facility shall not be located within 1,000 feet of a property that is residentially zoned at the time any use and occupancy permit is issued for a facility. It would also specify that, if you recall, there are two components, a slow fill component and a fast fill component. The fast fill component would be available for use by commercial or municipal vehicles utilizing automated equipment. And the last amendment is that both the slow fill and fast fill components would include security that includes video surveillance, automated safety shutoff, fire prevention systems consistent with NFPA 52, and both shall be remotely monitored for safety and performance. And that is all, Mr. Crandall.
Thank you, Mr. Bostwick. And I appreciate your work and Mr. Phillips' work and the developers of this particular facility that this bill would enable. Now, just let's keep in mind this is a county-wide bill, and I think it's one of those opportunities. I mentioned this in the work session. It's one of those opportunities where we bring the Baltimore County Code into this century and recognize that technology and innovation change as time goes on. And we're seeing where one of the largest companies in the world has moved towards a fleet of natural gas powered vehicles. We've also seen this in some municipal vehicles, and we've seen, I think, some trash hauler vehicles have moved towards natural gas. There is no place other than a BWI facility for these places to fill up. So a company like Amazon that wants to reduce their carbon footprint to, I guess, I forgot the term, but somewhere by 2040 to reduce their carbon footprint to some sort of zero number. The thought is that as this technology develops and other companies transition their fleets to a natural gas fuel, that Baltimore County will now have the opportunity in the right place under the right circumstances in an MHIM zone to handle demand. So it's a cleaner burning fuel, less carbon emissions, it's less diesel out on our roads, and I think it's a really forward-looking bill and something that I'm hoping that we can all look back on in the future and be proud that we took the measure. So I appreciate your consideration of the bill and of the amendments that have been already discussed. Any
questions or comments on the bill? Is there a motion to approve the amendment to Bill
I'm sorry.
71-21?
Chair.
Yes, Councilwoman Bevins.
My hand's up, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go right ahead.
I just want to acknowledge to Councilman Crandall, thank you for those amendments. I think it's very important to have that residential piece in there just to give communities peace of mind. So thank you for that, and I'll be supporting it because of that.
Thank you, Councilman Bowens. I appreciate it. And that was important. We are talking about trucks. They're a little quieter, but we are still talking about a truck facility. And I think it's also important, since you mentioned it, that in the legislation, this is not a truck stop, a gas station. There are no ancillary facilities allowed in terms of things like a convenience store or anything for public use. This is strictly a fueling facility for fleet vehicles, and we, as we drafted the legislation, we wanted to keep it tight like that because just we didn't want to disturb neighborhoods with yet more and more trucks. So I appreciate your acknowledgement of that, Councilwoman Bevins.
Mhm.
Any questions or comments?
I'll go ahead and move the amendments if we're.
Okay,
I'll
it's been moved in second. It's been moved in second. Secretary, call the roll on amendment to Bill 71-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk.
The ayes have it. The amendment passed. Any questions or comments from the members? Okay, is there a motion to approve Bill 71-21 as amended?
I'll move it.
Second.
Second.
Been moved in second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 71-21 as amended.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall, Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 71-21 as amended is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, excuse me, is Bill 72-21. This bill is sponsored by Council members Marks, Patoka, and Jones. County Charter, DPW&T, Director Qualifications.
Councilman Marks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This legislation would send to the voters a proposed charter change that modifies the qualifications of the Director of the Department of Public Works and Transportation. It would substitute an alternate requirement that allows the director to be, you can be an engineer, but you can also have someone who has extensive supervisory experience in infrastructure planning and construction or transportation engineering and management. I outlined in detail at the work session the fact that many local jurisdictions around the country do not require their director of transportation to have an engineering degree. You know, I used to serve in the Maryland Department of Transportation. The secretaries of transportation often do not have engineering credentials, and the federal secretary of transportation does not always have engineering credentials. In fact, the current Department of Transportation secretary at the federal level was the mayor of a town in Indiana before he was appointed by the president to that position. You don't need to have engineering credentials. You simply have to have a good, strong worldview. You have to surround yourself with people who know their material, who have good expertise, and you have to have sound judgment. So that's why I think this is an important modification to the county charter. It gives the county executive additional flexibility and allows him or her to better respond, I think, to a lot of the changes we've seen in the transportation industry. So I urge your support for this change, again, which only goes to the voters. The voters will have to decide whether this charter change occurs.
Councilman Patoka, any words?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I support all the things that Councilman Mark said, and I think the key skill set that we're looking for in the Director of Public Works and Transportation is leadership. And, you know, that to me trumps all. And I think, you know, it's exemplified currently by the incumbent. And so I support moving this forward, that we really need leadership skills, not to say that the engineering profession doesn't have it. There might be a leader in there that excels above the rest, but I think, especially at DPW, our department, it touches the everyday lives of the citizenry and the residents of this county more so than many other departments. You know, and certainly education and public safety agencies touch the public, but I think public works and transportation is one of those quality of life issues where we need the leadership skills that we have, and I think the voters will affirm that.
Thank you. Any additional, as Councilwoman Bevins?
I just have a funny comment to make. David, are you eyeing this up for the future?
No, I'm going to be a teacher in the future, and I'm probably the wrong party. But no, honestly, I'm very happy where I am, and we have a lot of good people who could very ably serve in this position.
I was kidding.
I got you.
Councilman Quirk?
And I did want to say that I thought Peter Richkes, who has an amazing amount of experience exactly in this domain. I mean, I thought her testimony was right on the mark and made a lot of sense. We need people in this position that can get things done, that can move things along when we need it. And if there's one department we all really need help on, it's this department. We have a great person in there right now, which I think we all really appreciate the work that's being done. And so, yeah, this one for me is a fairly easy one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman Quirk. I certainly agree with everything that was said. Certainly have nothing but the utmost respect and admiration for Director right now. And Mr. Secretary?
Well, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry. Can I chime in really quickly?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I realize that this bill is not specific to our acting director, and that it is asking the voters to make a decision on the qualifications that they would like to see in someone as a director. But just to follow on some of the comments that have been made by my colleagues, you know, Ms. Walker has proven herself to be extremely responsive. Just received an email from her today. We're having an issue, and the long and short of it is, I said, can you all please look at this in a different light, considering the situation? And her response was, I'll get my people on it and see what we can do. Of course, there's no promises. I mean, it's probably a complicated issue, but that is what we're talking about when we're talking about leadership, is that, okay, I understand there's a problem and that it could be quite complicated. Let me get the right people on it. And that to me is the type of leadership that a director of DPW needs to have, not necessarily a pure engineering background. So I just wanted to chime in on that. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilman Crandall. I think we all would agree that given Ms. Walker's performance in the position and her responsiveness and her accomplishments in terms of getting things done, I think we all would agree that she has the right stuff. And if the code says that she needs an engineering degree, then we all agree that we disagree, because she has the right stuff. So any additional questions or comments? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 72-21.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 72-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 73-21, sponsored by Councilman Patoka, zoning regulations, uses permitted in the business local zone.
Mr. Patoka.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Secretary Bostwick, I think we have an amendment to this bill.
Yes, sir, Mr. Patoka. The amendment, I believe at the work session, there was a discussion over whether over the provision in the bill that exempted the bill exempted the section to which it applied from the open space requirements in section 326108 of the county code. This amendment would take away that exemption and put in an affirmative paragraph that states that it shall comply with the open space requirements by paying a fee in lieu under tier 3 of 326108I of the county code. So it would put that exemption or take away that exemption and put the requirement in the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. And this amendment is based on the testimony that we heard at the work session. So I would make a motion to move the amendment forward.
Yes,
Second.
Has it been seconded?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the amendment to Bill 73-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins, sorry,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Amendment to Bill 73-21 is passed. Are there any additional questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve Bill 73? No?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Councilman Quirk.
Yeah, just one question for Councilman Patoka. Councilman, I know some of the community expressed some concerns about this potentially being spot zoning. What would you say, being your experience with the Department of Planning in the past, what would you say to community members that had concern that this could be a spot zoning?
Sure. So I would say that if you look at the adjacent properties, you have Garrison Forest School, about 110 acres. And one of the definitions of spot zoning is that there's an undermining of the adjacent properties. Well, Garrison Forest School actually supports this. In fact, Garrison Forest School the leadership at Garrison Forest School actually convened the meeting to take a look to remedy a contentious zoning issue from the 2016 CZMP. And so you have a Wawa, and behind the Wawa you have the subject property. And next to the subject property on the western side, you have DR16. So DR16 is a little denser than the two product that's being proposed here. So I would contend that it's not spot zoning because it doesn't undermine the neighboring properties, and it's very much akin to the DR16 and to the doesn't undermine, in fact, is desirable by Garrison Forest School.
All I would say is, I really think the developer is a great guy, and he does incredibly good work. And even the project, I can get the project. I get what you're trying to do, and it's tough. We're looking for solutions, so I get all that. I would just say to the council, I think we have to be careful, basically by zoning through legislation. Why even have zoning laws, or why go through CZMP if we're basically going to start now doing zoning by legislation? And so I think this is a slippery slope we have to be really careful on. We have to be very mindful of, because I think this is something that's definitely creating more of a precedent. Second time in the last month this is being used. So I think as a council, we have to be really careful about what I would view as zoning by legislation versus zoning by the zoning laws. That's all.
Councilman Clark, I share your concern, and I bring this forward because the adjacent property owners and the key stakeholders were all in absolute support of this. And what we heard from some of the testimony and the letters that came in were from indirect stakeholders that were from other parts of the county. And so I would agree with your concern. I think it's a fair concern. I would say in this particular case, because of the consensus and the location, it made sense to do it this way. And we're remedying some of the concerns that were brought forward by the community in the amendment that was just passed. And as I said in the work session, sometimes, you know, we do want to conform 99 out of 100 times, but we don't want conformance to stymie creativity. And sometimes there, you know, it's again, I think about leadership and the ability to look at a solution that may sometimes not be the absolute norm. But thank you for your comment.
Any additional questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve the amendment to Bill 73-21?
I think we did that, Mr.
Did
Chairman.
that already?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I was wondering about that. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Well, I'll make a motion to move the bill forward.
Right, as amended.
It's been
As
moved as amended
Second,
and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 73-21 as amended.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
No.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 73-21 as amended is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next is Bill 74-21, also sponsored by Councilman Patoka, zoning regulations, building length requirements in DR zones.
Councilman
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Like Garrison Forest School in the previous bill that we just passed, the Park School is a key institution in the 2nd District. And the Park School has there are 2 buildings. It's the main school, which is a linear building with architectural features that create corridors and pockets, but it's linear in nature, and it's not connected to the gymnasium, which is deeper into the property of the Park School. And the Park School has requested that we pass 74-21 to allow them to increase the length of the main building and allow it to connect to the gymnasium. There's approximately a 50 feet of open area, and the Park School wants to connect the auditorium to the main building and also create a modern the connection will be, I think, a 2-story educational facility, modern educational facility, and 74-21 allows that to be accomplished. So I'd hope that the members would support this.
Any questions or comments from the members? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 74-21.
Sorry, Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk.
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 74-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 75-21, sponsored by Councilman Catch, zoning regulations, uses permitted in the business major zone.
Okay, Councilman Cat.
Yeah, members of the council, this legislation will allow the location of a commercial kennel in Old Cockeysville. Once I got the proposal, I went right to the community associations who took a look at the issue, and they came up with some concerns which are addressed in the bill regarding hours of operation, et cetera. So this legislation is supported by the community, and in fact, there's quite a bit of enthusiasm about it. So I would move the bill.
Questions or comments on the members? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 75-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk.
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 75-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 76-21. This is sponsored by Councilman Jones, zoning regulations, cemeteries, and burial grounds.
Okay, thank you very much. Basically, this bill was going to allow a natural burial cemetery in my district. Bill had wide support from the community. The bill was, the particular property has a long history in terms of the owners owned it for like 50, 60 years. They came to me several times during the course of me being in office with various proposals, them as well as other developers. They were all turned down. Hope we had a very good item here in terms of the natural burial cemetery. We sent it to the community. Community was okay with it. But right now it appears as though we need a little more study. So I'm going to make a motion that we extend the bill until the next time. How we make some amendments.
Mr.
I
Chairman.
will second that.
Yes, Councilman Quirk.
Yeah,
Moved and seconded, but Councilman Quirk, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna second as well, but I just wanted to recognize your leadership here and what you're attempting to do. And I really appreciate you trying to work with the county exec's office, come up with something that I hope we all can enthusiastically support. So I just want to acknowledge your leadership on this one.
Well, thank you very much, Councilman Quirk.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Bevin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to echo Councilman Quirk's comments. I myself don't know enough about the history of the property or this type of burial. So thank you for giving me more time to educate myself on that process.
Thank you. Are there any more questions or comments?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Councilman Cat.
Yeah, I have a question for Mr. Bostwick. The extension, will it be within the time requirements of the, 65 days, I believe?
I believe it will, Mr. Catch. It was introduced on July the 6th, and the next meeting would be September the 7th, which I believe is overall, even though August and July have 31 days, I think that would put it just under 65 days.
Okay, good, good. Just checking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the wisdom of the extension when we took the summer month
Yep.
into consideration. Any additional?
Mr.
comments
Chairman?
or questions? Yes, Councilman, who's, Crandall? Was that you, Councilman?
Councilman Marks, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for your work on this. Sometimes we get to the end of our month and we're this close to finding a solution. And that charter change we made a couple years ago has proved very popular and very effective. Councilman Catch, you brought that idea from the state legislature, and I just want to commend both of you, because here we have an idea of good government and operation, and we'll get a better bill at the end of that time.
Okay. Any additional questions or comments? Mr. Secretary, well, it's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the extension.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. The bill is extended. We'll pick it up next legislative session. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Mr. Chairman, the next item is Bill 77-21. This bill was withdrawn prior to tonight's meeting.
Thank you. And I will withdraw this bill. I mean, basically, I didn't think it was a big deal, but obviously it was. And so we will just move on with that. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Bill 78-21, Current Expense Budget, Baltimore County COVID-19 Emergency Response Fund.
Okay, Ms. Ashley Meyer.
Good evening. The administration is requesting a supplemental appropriation of $2,737,062 to the Baltimore County COVID-19 Emergency Response Fund. The program will provide grants to the Baltimore County nonprofit community under certain parameters provided by the state. And the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development is granting the funds to the Baltimore County Department of Planning as part of the Relief Act of 2021. The department will hold 5% as an administrative fee, and pursuant to an existing agreement, will provide the remaining funds to the Baltimore Community Foundation to administer the grant funds out of the county's existing COVID-19 Emergency Response Fund. The funds must be distributed to nonprofits no later than September 1st, 2021, and the nonprofits shall use those funds no later than December 31st, 2021.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the members? Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 78-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Bill 78-21 is passed. The council will now consider all fiscal matters. Extensive testimony was taken during the council's work session on July 27th. The witnesses who testified at the work session are available to restate their testimony if needed. If a council member have any questions regarding a particular fiscal matter, that item will be discussed as a separate matter. I will now call upon the secretary to read the cover letter for fiscal matters 1 through 4.
Mr. Chairman, Fiscal Matter 1 is a contract with Multicorp Fire Protection Services, LLC for inspection, maintenance, et cetera, of fire extinguishers through property management. Fiscal Matter 2 is 2 contracts for tennis and basketball court renovations through property management. Fiscal matter 3 is a contract with DK Home Improvement LLC for snow removal and de-icing services. And fiscal matter 4 is a contract with Hartford Custom Coachworks LLC for snow removal and de-icing services, both through Department of Public Works and Transportation.
Any questions or comments from the members? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on fiscal matters 1 through 4.
I think we do need a motion to move those forward, Mr. Chairman.
I'll move it.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on fiscal matters 1 through 4.
Yes, sir. Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Ketch,
aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Fiscal matters 1 through 4 are approved. We'll now consider all miscellaneous business. Mr. Secretary, first item, please.
Mr. Chairman, whenever a contract over $25,000 is awarded by a process other than formal competitive bid, it is required that a copy of the contract be given to the council and the nature and parties to the contract be announced by the secretary at the next legislative session following award. There are 15 such contracts this evening, and then I will read them as follows. The first is with Ames Incorporated, pump, barns, razor, grinder, 24 of those. Total award of $84,000. Next is Simply Good LLC, catering, boxed lunches related to COVID-19 testing sites, award of $50,000. Third is also with Simply Good LLC, catering, boxed lunches, COVID-19 vaccine clinics in the amount of $250,000. Next is a contract with McKesson Medical Surgical Government Solutions LLC, doing business formerly Moore Medical LLC, COVID-19 test kits, $40,150.52. Next is contract with Classic Catering People, staffing, trucking, and fuel fees during food distribution, award total of $150,000. Next is a contract with Peter Belmio for analysis readiness assessment implementing patrol staffing for the police department, award total of $32,000. Next is a contract with Advanced Scale of Maryland LLC, scale replacements for the central acceptance facility for the weighing of solid waste and recycled materials, estimated award total of $281,995. Next is Sherwin Logan and Associates Incorporated for impellers and insert rings for Texas pumps, $44,253. Next is a contract with the State of Maryland, University of Maryland, software subscription provided by the state, not to exceed $100,000. Next is a contract with Schwaber LS Investors LLC, lease of properties for the temporary storage of packaged food and PPE supplies, award total of $70,500. Next is with WellTech Incorporated, mission radios to enable 4G capability for mission devices, award total $27,150. Next is with contract with Wolfland Incorporated, doing business as Gundry ammunition and rifle cartridges for 223, award total of $44,625. Next is a contract with Classic Catering People, staffing, trucking, and fuel fees, food distribution during COVID-19, additional award total of $75,000. Next is a contract with Cordico Incorporated, software, app, and wellness, not to exceed $90,000. And finally, contract with Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, doing business as BGE, streetscape project at 30 West Pennsylvania Avenue, award total $50,282.56.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 99-21. This is the council's consideration and adoption of the 2020 triennial review of the Baltimore County Water Supply and Sewerage Plan.
Okay, and we get an opportunity to hear from Ms. DeAndrea Walker after having all of those glowing accolades earlier today. Now it's your turn, Ms. Walker.
Chairman, Thank you very much. And I want to thank the council for the kind words that they said. And I hope to be able to continue to work with you all and be responsive to your requests. That's my whole intent of sitting in this seat. And I appreciate the kind words and the recognition of it along the way. I would be remiss if I didn't say we got a good team at DPWNT, and they helped me to be able to do those things. But thank you, and I needed to be able to say that to you all. But I just wanted to make sure it was at the appropriate time. So with that, Resolution 9921 adopts the report of the 2020 Triennial Review of the Baltimore County Water Supply and Sewage Plan. Title 9, Subtitle 5 of the Environmental Article of the Annotated Code of Maryland requires the county to adopt a comprehensive 10-year water supply and sewage plan. The last separate triennial report was approved by the County Council following the recommendation of the Planning Board in 2018. The new triennial review was due for submission in 2020. This review includes updated population projections and reports on the status of the public water and sewer infrastructure and private on-site well and septic system issues. The Planning Board held a public hearing on the report on October 1st, 2020, and voted at its regular meeting on October 15, 2020 to adopt this 2020 triennial review. And it was also recommended that it be forwarded to you all, the County Council, for further action. This resolution creates no additional cost to the county.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments from the members? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve Resolution 99-21?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 99-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Resolution 99-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next is Resolution 100-21. This requests the County Council's approval of amendments to the Baltimore County Water Supply and Sewerage Plan.
Ms. DeAndrea Walker.
Yep. Resolution 100-21 amends the Baltimore County Water Supply and Sewage Plan. Amendments to this plan are made annually and on an emergency basis in accordance with the executive orders of April 11, 1990, July 22nd, 2003, and August 28, 2009. On February 4th, 2021, the Planning Board held an advertised public hearing on the request for the amendments to this plan and reported those results of the hearing to the county executive. The requests were reviewed by Department of Environmental Protection and Sustainability. It was also reviewed by DPWNT as well as the Department of Planning. The Planning Board then made recommendation for approval of those requests. And that Planning Board meeting occurred on March 4th, 2021. Upon council approval of the amendments to this plan, it will be submitted to the Maryland Department of Environment, and they will have 90 days to act on those amendments. If approved, those amendments will become part of the regulatory plan. The resolution shall take effect from the date of its passage here by the council.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? There a motion to approve Resolution 100-21.
I'll move it.
I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 100-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 100-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is the council's consideration of the nominations of the Baltimore County Executive of Mr. Bernard Smith and Ms. Catherine Jeschke for reappointment to the Baltimore County Animal Hearing Board. Mr. Smith, I think you may have heard from him at the work session. He has been doing this for the most part since I think the 1980s, late 80s. And Ms. Jeschke is, I believe, in her 5th or 6th term. So they are both veterans of this board.
Seasoned veteran. So are there any questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve the reappointment?
Andy Girl to
Second.
move that.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the reappointments.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Your reappointments are confirmed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 80-20. This resolution is sponsored by Councilman Marks, related to the planned unit development known as Gerst Farm.
Councilman Marks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So the Gerst Farm is the last major undeveloped piece in Perry Hall's Honeygo community. I downzoned this property in 2016 to allow new schools to advance. And since that time have blocked 3 different proposals for a planned unit development here. Last summer, we held 3 online meetings to solicit ideas from the community. The Perry Hall Improvement Association created its own visioning process for this parcel. And one of the major themes from these discussions was the need for open space. And as you all remember, the county is expected to settle in August on a 22-acre park site east of Gerst Road across from this farm. So the newest proposal really incorporates a lot of the ideas and suggestions that we've received from the community and that came about through the visioning process championed by the Perry Hall Improvement Association. The newest proposal allows for an all-senior community, which is very important given our school needs throughout Eastern Baltimore County. About 80% of this proposed community would include low-level villas. The number of units has been slashed by almost 100 from the original plan, and more than 40% of the property will remain open space with a network of trails and pocket parks. And as I said, the Perry Hall Improvement Association has really been key to these outcomes. So should the resolution pass, it would still, this proposal would still proceed through the normal development process, and a determination as to its approval will be made by the administrative law judge. That's it. Again, we're in a much better place than we were 1 year ago, and I would like to thank the Perry Hall Improvement Association for all of their efforts.
Any questions, comments from the member? Councilwoman Bevin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. David, I just commend you on sticking to your guns on this and making sure that no more residential went in to overcrowd the Perry Hall schools. You know, you and I both have really worked hard with the school system trying to get these new schools built. And as you know, our middle school is now on the back burner again. And so it's very important that these 55 and older and senior housings, they really serve the community. You know, a lot of folks, once they sell their homes, they want to stay within the community that they're familiar with, and they want to stay, you know, close to their friends and their favorite places to shop. And this gives them a way to do that, where they can downsize from a larger home and go into something like this and still stay in the Perry Hall community. So I know it probably took a lot of work with the communities, and Pat Keller, of course, is the president of the Perry Hall Community Association. So I'm sure he really made you toe the line on him. He's a tough cookie when it comes to PUDs. So congratulations. I think it's going to be a nice project.
So thank you very much, Kathy, and thank you as well for your leadership on the Bierman property. when you were chair of the council, you were very instrumental in that. And that's really a key to the whole planning of this part of Perry Hall. You know, no one likes growth. I went to Chapel Elementary School. I remember a time before all this development occurred, but I think Pat Keller and I and the others recognize that a master planned community that has these restrictions is better than what might be possible later on. So thank you for your kind words and thank you for your help as well.
Okay, are there any additional questions or comments? Their motion, let's see, Mr. Marks, do you have an amendment? Councilman Marks?
There's an amendment?
There is one, a slight amendment.
Okay,
Tom,
wanna
do you want to read that?
okay.
Yes, there are some technical amendments, but do you want me?
Amendments, yeah.
Do you
Sure,
want me
can you walk through those? Yes.
Oh, okay. There are technical amendments, but they do make some changes that I believe were the subject of the discussions between the Perry Hall Association and the community and the sponsor. One of the whereas clause that originally said that the PUD would create two distinct neighborhoods or hamlets that will be linked by a linear park is being replaced by a walkable, pedestrian-friendly residential community with a network of open spaces and trails. There were proposed to be 3 different types of single-family attached units. That is being replaced by 2 types, and there were going to be a maximum of 286 units. That has been reduced to 233 dwelling units. The units, certain units were going to be age restricted. The change would require that all the units are age restricted. There was language that would have had a minimum width of 20 feet proposed as an extension of the Honey Go Village and marketed to all ages. Again, this marketing to all ages is being removed. In the community benefit, there was initially going to be a bike boulevard. This is being replaced by a bike way as a shared use path as defined by the county's Public Works Design Manual. Also, there is a community benefit dedicating to Baltimore County for use as a community amphitheater, 2+ acres. There is also a $50,000 contribution to be used towards the construction of this community amphitheater. That's really the sum and substance of the amendments.
Any questions or comments? Is there a motion to approve the amendment to resolution 80-20?
So moved.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the amendment to resolution 80-20.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Okay, the amendment passes. Any additional questions or comments? There a motion to approve resolution 80-20 as amended?
So moved.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll for resolution 80-20 as amended.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Bill 80-20 as amended is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 101-21, sponsored by Councilman Catch. This is a resolution to approve the property tax refund to Sandra Pittman, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
Mr. Chairman, it's my honor to move Resolution 101-21.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 107-21.
I believe it's 101, Mr. Chairman.
101.
101?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Jones,
Yes. Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 101-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 102-21, sponsored by Chairman Jones. This is a resolution authorizing the property tax refund to Robert Baker, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
My honor and privilege to move the resolution.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 102-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 102-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next is Resolution 103-21, sponsored by Chairman Jones. This is a resolution to authorize the property tax refund to Melvin Jones Jr., who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
My honor and privilege to move the resolution, and he's no relations that I'm aware of.
Terrible.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 103-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Resolution 103-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 104-21, sponsored by Councilwoman Bevins. This is a resolution to authorize the property tax refund to Peter Fulton, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
My honor to move it.
I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 104-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 104-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next is Resolution 105-21, sponsored by Councilwoman Bevins. This is a resolution to authorize the property tax refund to Tamufor Chimalula, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law. And I apologize in advance because I know I didn't say that right.
I wouldn't have been able to do it either. It's my honor to move the resolution.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 105-21.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones.
Aye. Ayes have it. Resolution 105-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next is Resolution 106-21, also sponsored by Councilwoman Bevins. This is a refund to authorize the property tax refund to Toria Harrington, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
It's my honor to move it.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 106-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 106-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Resolution 107-21 is sponsored by Councilman Quirk. This is a resolution to authorize the property tax refund to Bruce Hebron, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
I'll move it.
I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 107-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 107-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next is Resolution 108-21, sponsored by Councilman Jones. This is a resolution to authorize the property tax refund to Raymond Weiderman, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
My honor and privilege to move the resolution.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 108-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk.
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 108-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next is Resolution 109-21, sponsored by Councilman Jones. This is a resolution to authorize the property tax refund to Alton Richardson Sr., who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
My honor and privilege to move the resolution.
Second.
Your second. Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 109-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 109-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next is Resolution 110-21, also sponsored by Councilman Jones. This is a resolution to authorize the property tax refund to Jerome Carter, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
My honor and privilege to move the resolution.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution.
Mr.
One.
Jones? Oh,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 110-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next, Mr. Chairman, is Resolution 111-21. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Bevins and authorizes the property tax refund to Tommy Holloway, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
It's my honor to move it.
I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 111-21.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Resolution 111-21 is passed. Mr. Secretary, is there any further business to come before the council?
There is no further business, Mr. Chair.
Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Ms. Belcastro, do we have any speakers this evening?
Yes, we do, Mr. Chair. We have 3 speakers this evening.
Okay, as is customary, anyone who wishes to register to speak online prior to the meeting is allowed up to 3 minutes to speak. Mr. Secretary, since we have a couple of speakers, Ms. Belcastro, can you call the first person, please?
Certainly. Our first person is Pat Gordon, and I do not see Mr. Gordon on the meeting. I believe I saw him earlier in the evening, but he was
It's Miss
on.
Gordon. Miss Gordon.
Oh, Miss Gordon. It just says Pat. I assumed it was Pat. But being that it was the subject of Bill 77 and it's been withdrawn, I'm assuming that they didn't want to continue to speak. So I'll go on to the next speaker, and that is Bettina Tebow. Ms. Tebow is not on as well. She was on earlier. I guess she decided not to speak as well. And our last speaker who registered is Michael McCullough, and he is on Mr. McCullough,
Yes, I'm here.
you may begin your testimony.
Okay, I wanted to testify in support of Bill 70-21, but I was informed by Councilman Quirk's aide, Brian Morris, that the bill did pass earlier in the meeting. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's
that
right.
is.
Okay.
Mr. Bostwick, did you want to elaborate on that?
No, that's correct. It was passed earlier this evening.
Okay, I don't want to waste the council's time at this point. I guess I had a 3-minute letter to read, but I sent that to you in an email. So if you get bored, you can read it sometime. But I think I'd just be wasting your time at this point speaking. But thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
And Mike, thanks for all your work in the community. You guys do great work. So I definitely want to just acknowledge yours and the community's work on behalf of the citizens. So thank you.
You're welcome. Well, you know, we all want to keep the neighborhood nice. I grew up here in Arbutus, Halethorpe area. I grew my children up here and we want to keep it nice. So it's a group of us trying to keep it that way. Thank you.
Okay, we certainly appreciate your willingness to come and testify in support of the community. Are there any questions or comments from any of the members? Hearing none, everybody be safe, take care, and we will see you real soon. All right, God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Night.